All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Waharakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are toiling in His truth. I'm Pathaka Moth, GMS Dallas, and I'm just coming back at you with a really quick hit lesson, man. Just my 2 cents on this thing, man, with this dude right here that you see on the screen. I got a screenshot of his face. This dude, this bug out right here, man. This dude is a bug out. You know what I'm saying? The Spirit of the Lord ain't with him. You know what I'm saying? But he's got a lot of people following him, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Lord ain't dealing with it. There's a elect in 1/3 in there, and then there's a 2/3. You know what I'm saying? The majority of the nation is going to receive the calling. You know, the scriptures say that many are called, but few are chosen, man. You know what I'm saying? Romans the 9th chapter, says that they are not all Israel that are of Israel, man. So in these times, the Lord ain't dealing with everybody that may know that they're Israel, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is a dude, got the book, Hebrews to Negroes, you know what I'm saying? And he knows he's Israel. He's an Israelite, but he's off, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching a video where he was going on about the chariots, man. How, he's saddened how, chariots of the pharaohs and all that has become the so-called UFOs, man. Because the Spirit of the Lord is not with this dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not, there's things that has to be spiritually discerned, man. You know what I'm saying? But the scriptures tell you, you know what I'm saying? What's what, which I'm going to get into it, a few things. I don't want this to be too long and be long and drawn out. So I'm just try to, quick hit and get to the point. But this dude is a bug out, man. So, just real quick, man, he said the chariots, he doesn't believe the chariots are the so-called UFOs, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be the salvation of the nation of Israel, man. So I pose this question to this dude, man. How, if the so-called UFOs are not the salvation of the people of the Lord, then how are you going to escape the thermonuclear destruction that's coming, man? The coming thermonuclear destruction. How are you going to escape it, man? You can't run from a thermonuclear missile, man. You're not going to have time to move. You're not going to have time to go try to, really, you're not going to have time to get in your car and try to outrun it. You're not going to have time to try to get on a boat. You're not going to have time to get on a plane, You're not going to be able to hide in a cave or whatever. You can have a bunker, and that's going to just become your tomb. Like a lot of these elites and these people with money, man. So how are you going to escape the coming thermonuclear destruction unless this dude don't even believe that you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I don't know what all this dude believes in, but I know what I heard. And he doesn't believe the chariots to be the so-called UFOs, man. Which we teach, you know what I'm saying? And we believe that, it makes sense, So just without any further ado, man, just real quick off the top, let's just get into it. Because the scriptures break down what the chariots are, man. So real quick, let's go to Psalms 104 and verse 3, and it reads, this Psalms 104 and 3, it reads, who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angel spirits his ministers of flaming fire, man. And that's why you see certain UFOs, they look like balls of fire. They look like fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Those ministers or servants, the angels, the spirits, man. You know what I'm saying? But it says, who maketh the clouds his chariot. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I want to focus on. So let's go real quick. Let's get it real quick. I want to go into this word clouds right here. It's H5645. And that word is Iba. And it says darkness, cloud, thicket, dark cloud, cloud mass, thicket. So it's talking about an actual cloud. You know what I'm saying? So, but what I want to do is go to the primitive root word. Right there, it says a primitive root. And that word is, what is that word? Real quick. It's I-wa-ba. I-wab, I guess is what that would be. I-wa-ba. You know, H5743. I-wa-ba. I-wab. And this is the primitive root word of I-ba. And it's, let's go down to the, it says to be cloud, but let's go down to the Strong's definition. It says a primitive root to be dense or dark, i.e., an example, to be cloud. Here's really the point right here. Cover with a cloud. So cover with a cloud. You know what I'm saying? So remember that. Cover with a cloud. So I want to go here now. Let's go to the word chariot. His chariot, right? The very next thing, H7398. You know? And this, H7398. And this Ra-ha-ba. Ra-ha-ba. Rahab. And this chariot. But let's go down to the Strong's definition. And it says, from passive participle of H7392, a vehicle as ridden on. So this is dealing with the angels. You know what I'm saying? It's not dealing with Pharaoh. It's not dealing with men. You know, it says who laid the beams. As a matter of fact, let's go back and read it. But it says, remember that it says to cover. What did that other one say? It says to, as a matter of fact, we'll go back and get it in a sec. But this one says a vehicle as ridden on. So let's go back real quick. And we'll read it again. It's Psalms 104, who led the beams of his chambers in the waters. Is that talking about Pharaoh? Is that talking about a man? No, man. It's talking about the Lord who maketh the clouds his chariot. So this is dealing with the Lord. Is the Lord going to ride on a horse? Is the Lord going to ride in a little a cart with a horse pulling it? No, man. You know, it says who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind. Hello, in the air, man, the sky. Who maketh his angel spirits his ministers of flaming fire. Exactly. The chariots are the vehicles of the angels, man. You know what I'm saying? So, really quick, it says that one was to cover with a cloud. You know, the word clouds means to cover with a cloud, you know, which is that cloak. You know what I'm saying? That cover, that covering, that they cloak themselves in the clouds, man. You know what I'm saying? Then when you go into that word chariot, it's a vehicle as ridden on. You know what I'm saying? Which is the chariot. So the vehicles that the angels ride upon or on are cloaked or covered with a cloud, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the scriptures say that he cometh with clouds. You know what I'm saying? It speaks of clouds and it's talking about the vehicles that cloak themselves within the clouds, which is talking about the chariots, man. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get an example. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that real quick. I got an example right here. You know, this is a live stream that somebody was recording. I don't know who it is, but I happen to have this live stream, which is going to come in handy in this very thing right here. As you can see in this live stream, you can see the camera moving and you see the chariot right there, cloaked or covered in the clouds. And if you see at the bottom of it, you'll see you can see the light right there. If you pay attention, you see another light just came on the far side. They're going to start rotating. So it's spinning at the bottom and you're going to start seeing the lights move. Just pay attention to the bottom of it where you see that light and you're going to start seeing other lights. You're going to start seeing, so you see it rotating right there. So that light is going around and there's another light coming up right here. So it's rotating at the bottom with lights, but you can clearly see, and you see another light coming into the frame right there from the right side, from this side over here. And so you see that. So the lights are rotating on it. There's this big, massive what they call UFOs, you know what I'm saying, unidentified flying objects, you know, which we know are the chariots, you know, cloaked in a cloud. We just read that, man. You know, the word cloud, you know, when you get off into it, it goes into cover with a cloud, you know, that cloak, you know, and then of course the chariot vehicles as written on, you know what I'm saying, by the angels. So the angels are riding upon the vehicles, cloaking themselves in the clouds. That's what's going on. This video backs what we just went into. You know, this dude don't know what's going on, man. He's bugged out, man. So real quick, here's another one. Let's get another one in, because it makes the chariots and the angels synonymous without, you know, without doubt, man. You know, let's get this real quick. Psalms 68. You know, this is just to the point, in and out. You know what I'm saying? Psalm 68 in verse 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. So the chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels, is what it says, man. So it just made the chariots and the angels synonymous. Now, are the angels going to, again, ride upon, you know, a cart being pulled by a horse? No, man. Are they going to be on a horse? Come on, man. This dude is this dude bugged out, man. So it's talking about vehicles of the angels, man. Which, what would that be? You know, on the wings of the wind, something flying, man. Woo, boy, Jake is bugged out. So it says right here. Let's go into this word, the chariots, H7393, and it's Rahab, and it says a team. You know what I'm saying? A team, because, you know, they come in fleets. You know, you'll see them. They come in fleets. You know, the scriptures break it down how they're in formation like birds. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures go into all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? But it says a team, you know, that those fleets. So let's real quick. I want to get into as a matter of fact, the Strong's definition right here says the same thing. A vehicle by implication. So it's a vehicle, man. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into real quick to the primitive root word. You know what I'm saying? It says to mount and ride. So the angels are mounting and riding upon these chariots, man. You know, and they ride as a team in fleets, in formations like birds, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's go down to the Strong's definition. Rahab, it says a primitive root to ride on an animal or in a vehicle. There it is, man. They ain't riding on no animals. They're in vehicles, man. And when you think about it, it's not even that hard. During the time of Pharaoh, a chariot represents a vehicle. During the time of the Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying, and his army, those vehicles were those carts being pulled by the horses that people would stand on or sit down and ride upon. In these times, a chariot is a car, man. But when you're dealing with the angels, which they've always been, those chariots are the so-called UFOs, man. You know what I'm saying? And proof of that is if you go into the Egyptian pyramids, the hieroglyphs on the wall, man, you see chariots, so-called UFOs on the wall, man. The so-called UFOs are not, which are the chariots, are not new, man. That's why there's so many depictions. You know, you can find all of these different depictions in ancient depictions of the Israelites. When dealing with the Israelites, you see chariots, you know, and all these different depictions dealing with the Israelites, so-called UFOs. Why are they in these depictions, man? These ancient depictions of these ancient people, man, because they've been here, you know. I believe that demon, Cristobal Colon, he dealt with them. You know what I'm saying? Christopher Columbus, you know what I'm saying? He dealt with them, man. You know what I'm saying? So the chariots are not new, man. This dude just don't got it, man. The Lord ain't dealing with this dude. It's a vehicle, man, of the angels, you know, to ride on an animal or in a vehicle. So the angels are not riding on animals. They're not going to pull up on a horse, not an actual horse. You know what I'm saying? The horse represent power. You know what I'm saying? So the vehicles of the angels Or those horses. That's why it says horses, but dealing with the chariots, because they're very powerful spiritual vehicles, man. Which once they these people like this dude right here, he gonna find out the hard way, man. He has no belief in the ability of the Most High, man, or of the power of the Lord, man. The scripture saying Jeremiah 32:17, nothing is too hard for the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying? Different versions say different things different ways. As a matter of fact, let's get one real quick in Luke. I believe it's 31. Real quick. This is Luke chapter 1. Salaki, I said 31. Luke chapter 1. And we're going to drop down to verse 37. And it says, "For with the Most High nothing shall be impossible." Hello? And I believe when you go into the GNT, if I'm not mistaken, it says nothing, there's nothing that the Most High God cannot do. You know what I'm saying? So the different versions say it different ways. CEV says it, nothing is impossible for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Genesis, the 18th chapter and verse 14 in the BSB. There's nothing too difficult for the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Roman, as a matter of fact, let's get Romans real quick. Romans 4, may get it in another version too. Romans 4 and 21. It's Romans 4 and 21. "And being fully persuaded that what he had promised, he was able also to perform." Yes, man. What the Lord promises, he's able to perform, man. And these things are written, These things are written. And this dude gonna find that out the whole hard way. As a matter of fact, let's go into that. I don't know why I did that. In the let's parallel it with the NLT. Oh, Salakia. Romans 4 in verse 21, and we're going to read it in the NLT to the right of your screen. "He was fully convinced that God is able to do whatever he promises." Exactly. People like this dude, Ron Dalton, does not have that faith. He don't believe that the Lord is able, man, to do these things, man. So if you speak of so-called UFOs being the salvation of the nation of Israel, it's foolishness to this dude, man. That's why the scriptures say that, the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness. So that's why this dude sees it as foolishness, because the Lord is going to perish. The Lord is going to destroy this dude. As a matter of fact, there's another one. I'm going to leave it on the NLT in Isaiah, the 43rd chapter. We're going to drop down to verse 17. We're just going to read it in the NLT to the right. It says, "I call forth the mighty army of Egypt with all its chariots and horses. I drew them beneath the waves, and they drowned. Their lives snuffed out like a smoldering candlewick." It says, "But forget all that." Forget all that. "It is nothing compared to what I am going to do." So the splitting of the Red Sea and all of the Lord is letting you know that, hey, man, he's finna do some things in this time that's more special than what he did back then, man. So if you believe that the Lord split the Red Sea, why would you not believe the chariots are going to be the salvation, man? Wouldn't that be considered something marvelous, strange? Because don't the scriptures say that? Let's get that real quick. It reminds me of a strangeness of his salvation. Let's get that real quick. Because all these things prove that this dude don't know what's going on, man. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter and verse 2. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 2. It says, "When they see it," which Ron Dalton is going to see it, "they shall be troubled with terrible fear." Yeah, because he going to know it was that moment that he knew that he effed up. "And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for." Would that not be considered strangeness? For these so-called, what you've been taught are UFOs to come and save, the elect, the remnant of the nation of Israel. Would that not be strange? I think so. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the strangeness of his salvation, man. So-called UFOs saving the people of the Lord, man. And like I said, at the end of the day, this dude don't believe the power of the Lord. that the Lord can do these things, which I went into scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Does this dude not realize the Lord stopped the sun? You know, the Lord split the Suez Canal. We just read it, you know. And he said he was going to do bigger things, man. So we read that as well. So, hey, man, it is what it is. This dude just ain't got it, man. So at the end of the day, let's get one more. It is what it is, man. This dude, the Lord ain't dealing with this dude, man. You know. So let's get one more and we're going to end it off, you know, because these things are spiritually discerned. As a matter of fact, let me take the parallel off. Yeah, these things are spiritually discerned. So let's get one more. Romans the 8th chapter. Then we're going to drop down to verse 5, and it reads, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the Spirit, the things of the Spirit." So these things are spiritually discerned, man. If you can't get it, hey, it wasn't given. So it is what it is. Ron Dalton, he's a false prophet. The Lord ain't dealing with him. He does not have the Spirit of the Lord, and he don't know what he's talking about at the end of the day. The salvation of the salvation to come of the Israelites, beginning starting with the elect, is going to be by way of the chariots, so-called UFOs, man, which are very identified. They're the chariots of God, the chariots of Israel. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, if you can receive it. You know what I'm saying? So with that, hopefully this was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Wahar Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect, the house of David, the Bayath, Shal Dawadah, Shalom.